Greetings, saints. We are one with the cosmic flow of the universe. My name is Hayes Reed. This is Gemini Moon Astrology. I am your Gemini Moon astrologer. Moon sign Gemini. And we're here to talk about life, astrology, God, art, spirituality. So, I want to start off today really talking about self-love, okay? What does self-love mean to you? What does that look like? What does that feel like? How do you interpret that? How do you depict self-love? The first thing I want to say is that you have a responsibility to love yourself. You have a responsibility to love yourself. Nobody else has a responsibility to love you. That sounds crazy, but I swear to you that it's a double entendre, or it's a double meaning, because, the people that birth you have a responsibility to love you to life. You understand what I'm saying? That your parents are the first two people who have the responsibility or have that charge on their life, right? You would think that your parents would love you if they took the time and the energy and the sweat to create you. But oftentimes, for many people, many different circumstances, time, places, and values, that is not the case. And we have many people really just on the search for love their entire lives. You could be 45, 50, 60 years old, still in search of love, even though it may be all around you, but the fact that you are searching for it keeps you hungry and eager and anxious and in a state of lack and not enough. And love is all around us, The sun rises every day and it sets every day and is replaced by the moon. That's love. That's balance. That's harmony. That's oneness, unity, right? And, we take that for granted every day. We take it for granted every day. We don't even take time to acknowledge it. So if an entire universe can configure itself, can conspire itself to birth you, then you're pretty goddamn special. You have talent, you have gifts, you have love, you have plenty. It's time for you to take into account everything that you do have and be grateful for it. Self-love is a must. We have a responsibility to love ourselves and to heal ourselves. Because if we don't love ourselves, we cause unlovingness and negativity to spread everywhere else like a cancer. If one cell in your body is dysfunctional, is not functioning, that affects the relationship of all the rest of the cells. Just as if one human being is living in dysfunction, not operating in self-love, not operating in consciousness, unity consciousness. Because see, to operate in unity consciousness, you have to have self-consciousness. Like you have to have knowledge of self in order to love yourself. You have to love yourself in order to have knowledge of self. You know? So if you're not aware of yourself, if you're not aware of how you're contributing to unlovingness, then my love, you need to love yourself. My love. We all have a responsibility of self-healing. Nobody can heal us. We have to heal ourselves. We have a responsibility to heal. You know, amongst all the other responsibilities that we have, that we've chosen, that we've been served, we have the most important responsibility to love ourselves. Point blank, period. Self-love is the highest form of spirituality. Self-love is a spiritual practice. Spiritual practices mean self-love. Rituals, affirmations, chanting, it's all a part of self-love that adds to the collective bond of unity. That is love. And I guess I'm speaking like this because there has been false propaganda. There's this falsehood, this falseness, this false sense of responsibility, this false sense of well-being, this false sense of security that we have cultivated here in America, here in the world. Falsehood that basically promotes the notion of material gain will reap immaterial rewards. You know, that if you sow seeds in the physical, meaning that if you go to work, if you have a career, if you have a job, steady job, you're making a steady amount of money, if you're making a lot of money, that you should be happy. And it's like, no, that's not happiness at all. That's not joy. That's complacency. There's people who's making millions of dollars who's complacent. That's all they're happy with. You know, what do you see in the mirror every day when you look at yourself? What do you see? You know that you're rich when you can sit in silence with yourself for hours and enjoy it and love it and crave it. Chiron, the asteroid star asteroid, Chiron is in Aries at 1 degree. It is the star of the wounded healer, and it promotes healing. So right now, there's an essence of healing that is being and I stop sometimes because it's like silence heals. Chiron and Aries is helping to heal our image, our self, our identities, healing who we are. In Aries, the first sign, fire, inspiration, desire, impulse, direction, passion, the I am, the baby, the purity, So who we are is being unmasked right now with Chiron and Aries at 1 degree. And we're healing our self-image, you know? We're healing ourselves. We're having to really heal ourselves. And Chiron, it's going to be there for a while. I don't know how long it's going to be. I have to check back online, but it's going to be there. So meaning this Chiron and Aries transit is really helping us to unmask our hurt and our pain. And we're having to kick ourselves back up and really gain strength and gain inspiration from the pain that we've witnessed, that we've been through, that we've observed. I do believe that our greatest strengths come from the pain that we go through, you know, and the strength that we need is in the wound. So with the star of the wounded healer being in Aries, which Aries is ruled by Mars, the warrior, the direction, the sexuality, the beingness, just the being, you know, the warrior in all of us, the direction, the focus, the drive, the intensity, where we put most of our focus on, you know, is found in our Mars position. So Aries being, you know, a proponent of that Mars energy, the face of that Mars energy, we are really, really, really healing ourselves. Like, we're healing ourselves, we're healing our drive, we're healing, you know, from a place of intensity. Like, it's intense healing. This is going to be a very intense healing phase that we're going through. We're going through very intense healing phases. And we've been being sent healing energies for a while. You know, healing energy has been coming to the planet. Healing energy is always surfacing. It's always, you know, flowing. But within the last several years, definitely it's been flooding the planet. Flooding our homes, flooding our minds, flooding our bodies. So Aries is the body, you know. Aries is our body. Like, the sign of Aries rules the head. It rules the head. But ultimately, it's the body. You know, because we have our head, which is connected to our body. So our head kind of really controls everything we do, like our focus, you know, what are we focused on? But at the same time, the body rules the head. When you touch a hot, boiling pot, or you touch fire, it's not your mind that tells you it's hot and unpleasurable, it's your body. And then that sends a signal to your head. So I'm trying to get you guys to see the transfer of energy that's happening now with Chiron and Aries. If Aries is the body, if it rules the head, but it also represents the body, our physical movement, then there's healing that needs to be done in our minds and in our bodies. The self. This is a total healing of the self. And it's also going to help us to come into harmony with our bodies. You know? So the reason why I started this video off saying that we have a responsibility to heal ourselves is because there has been structures, you know, structures that have kept us working hard for money, for status, for material success. And we have been depleting our vessel. Our temple has not been up to par. And so this is synonymous with the earth, our bodies is synonymous with the earth. As above, so below. As above, so below. So our head is the as above, and our bodies would be the so below, the earth. We have been completely disjointed, dismembered, and disfigured. As a corporate body, as a singular individualized body, we have been separated from our original intent, which is to love. We've been buying into a robotic society of structure that have been designed to manipulate and stupefy society by getting us to indoctrinate and adopt ourselves into these social norms and statuses that don't mean anything. They don't mean anything for the long run. It's destroying the planet. You know, that Capricornian, Saturnian energy. It's done a work on us. It's done a number on us. It's done a real number on us. You know, right now there's war in the mind. You know, for domination of philosophies, particular opinions, suggestions. But I'm going to sit here and say to you, if it's not serving you in any way, see, we can be of service to each other, but ultimately being of service to each other means that we're being of service to ourselves. And that's why I say I have a responsibility to love myself. You know, check myself before I wreck myself. That's a real ass thing. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. And, you know, just from personal experience, coming from a more personal place, this past year and a half, almost 2 years, has been one of checking myself before I wreck myself. And I've really had to scale back on everything just so I can gain more insight, more spirituality, more divinity, more balance in my mind and my body. And it's been a lot of work. Just as someone goes into work and clocks in at McDonald's, you yourself are a work in progress. And sometimes, and you're going to see it more and more and more, you have to put your job, your moneymaker, on the back burner so that you can make sure that you're good. So you can heal from trauma. So you can heal from dis-ease. Heal from psychological programming that had you out there just running willy-nilly, not loving yourself. You know, you thought that you had to fit to a standard in order for you to have love. See, what most of us have been told and how most of us have operated is out of this need to find love. You know what I'm saying? One day I'll find love. You know, one day if I just work hard enough, you know what I'm saying, if I keep my body fit, you know what I'm saying, if I have a good job, I'll find love. It's like, no, beloved, you are love. So much wrongness. It's amazing how much wrongness, how much wrong stuff is proposed to us every day. And we just buy into it. You know, either because we didn't come from good family backgrounds, who didn't have the right, you know, we didn't have the right information. Your parents, your grandparents didn't have the right information. So they were living in deception and lies and was calling it other things, calling it God, calling it wholesome living, calling it love. And it's like, nah. You have to think about how you feel. How do you feel in a situation? If a situation is not causing you to feel resourceful and empowered, you need to get far away from it. If you're ever around folks who will just tell you to accept things the way they are. This is the way that life is, so you have to accept it. You just have to accept it. God will take care of it. And people try to use phrases like, oh, God will take care of it, in order so that you won't rear up and get gaslit on a bright idea that can help humanity. All because they're too fearful to do it. Because they've been proposed a lie and they accepted it. They weren't strong enough. So it's in this day and age, cut it out. Stop it. Stop yourself in your tracks. Listen to what you're thinking about and listen to how you're talking about yourself. If you feel like your life is in turmoil, check your thoughts, check your feelings, and check your environment. Check your thoughts, check your feelings, and check your environment. And if you are dealing with some turmoil right now, it's more than likely either your thoughts, feelings, and your environment are not matching up. Your thoughts, feelings, and your environment has to match up to who you say you are and what you want. And your environment, we can't control, we can't like change where we live and like our geographical location. Well, some of us can if you got the money to do it. But when I say your environment, I mean, who are you talking to? Where are you hanging out? What are you surrounding yourself with? Oh my God, my life is just in such turmoil right now. I can't, it's in turmoil. I want it to be this way, but everything is, okay, you need to get in alignment. You need to revisit yourself and recommit to your head. You know what I'm saying? Recommit to your passion. You have to recommit to yourself. It's a bullshit notion, for someone to say, well, that you can't always live your dreams. Dreams don't always come true. I'm watching people's dreams come true every day, right? So why can't my dreams come true? Well, it takes hard work. Okay, that's true for you. But see, my dreams aren't hard for me. I have the dream. It was given to me freely. Now all I gotta do is get in alignment. It's not hard. Watch who you're talking to, people. And I guess I'm saying all to say too, we got this full moon in Libra coming up on March the 20th. Okay, and that's going to be opposite Aries. So as soon as the sun hits 0 degrees Aries, we're going to have a full moon in Libra, which Libra deals with the aspect of our relationships, partnerships, marriage, and, one-on-one friendships, and creating harmony and diplomacy and beauty between relationships. Libra also rules our justice system, court cases, the law. So, because balance, right? When you go into a courtroom, you see the lady with the scales. That's the Libra scales, balance. Diplomacy, right and wrong. So what this full moon in Libra is going to illuminate and help us to release is the need to please others. And it's going to release a weight of responsibility. It's going to release a weight of responsibility that you've had to other people. certain situations and certain places and friends and relationships and communications that you used to value, you can start to release some of that out now, so that you can focus more on yourself. So you can focus on self-worth, self-growth, self-improvement. You have not been considering your feelings enough. You have not been considering what it is that all you've had to go through to get to where you are today. And there's been many others, because you've been taking yourself for granted and you haven't been focusing on yourself. Other people have sidestepped you as well and played you for a fool because you're playing yourself. You know, we set the precedence for our life with our thoughts, feelings, and actions. So the I am, Aries, the I am, the purity of you. Aries is the infant child coming into the scene. It's the I am. It comes in saying, I am. Right? So this is about better self-empowerment, you know. See, because the full moon is in Libra, so it's going to help you release. Like, this could be where breakups definitely happen. Breakups, separations, alimonies. Like, I'm saying the word alimony, but like that type of legal stuff. Like, it could be it's a lot of legal stuff. Separations, divorces, you know, breakups to makeups, recommitment. It has a lot to do with our life as a whole, you know, our life. How we've created, like, our focus. This is now about a focus change, like a focus from the other to the self, you know, because Libra is ruled by Venus. So it's not only just our relationships, like our one-on-one relationships, but also our values to things and our money. How we harmonize our desires in the external realm. Beauty, art, music, food, culture, all those things. So this could be like a real big switch. You know, this is a really big switch. This is a big move. This is a big change. This is where the scales get tipped. And they can tip in your favor if you're making the right decisions, or they can still remain unbalanced. You can still remain unbalanced. This is going to be the full moon of all full moons that we've had thus far. Because this is really going to change the trajectory of our focus now. And our intent, our intentions. See, everything is about intention. And so Aries is the intention, because Aries is all about intention. Whenever you meet an Aries, whenever you talk to an Aries, whenever you're involved with the Aries, you're getting straight, intense intention. Like, they make their intentions very clear and very known about who they are. Like, Aries, they are who they are. And so with Aries ruling the first house, or representing the first house of our identity, the self, this is going to change all of us. You know, this is going to really help us to release certain focuses, certain relationships and things that we've tried to, it's not going to work. There's certain things that haven't been working. So, This is going to happen March 20th. By that time, we're still going to be in Mercury retrograde. Venus will still be passing through Aquarius pretty much till the end of March. So no signs or no planets are going to change and transit into signs until after March is over, if I'm not mistaken. So we still have Mars in Taurus. We have Mars in Taurus at 19 degrees. I think by the 20th, which is, what's today? Today's the 15th. So by Wednesday, the day of the full moon, we'll have all planets still in the signs they've been in for last month. So really kicking up speed. You know, Mars is in Taurus, helping us to review our values and collect, restock, the things that we value. Looking at money, we're looking at what we want to see. We're looking at how we want to create. We're looking at how we want things to be. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at how things have been and how things should be. And we're looking at what we have, what we can use to get there and rebuild a new world and create, a focus on certain things. And Uranus is in Taurus right now, shaking up the system, shaking up our customs, our traditions, the things that we value. There's a focus right now on what it is we value on a materialistic level and on a soul level. And so if you guys take nothing from this, it's inside first. It's the inside, or I should say the outside is always reflecting the inside. So if you want to see what it is we desire, what we truly value, and our pleasure, our comforts take shape, we have to create different comforts within. We have to create boundaries from within. We have to create boundaries from within. The sun being in Pisces and Mercury being direct and then now finally retrograde, it's taking a siege on our subconscious mind and helping us to see the pieces of this puzzle. We're seeing bits and pieces of information start to kind of float up to the surface. And this is really, really an opportunity to see what has bound us, what subconsciously has held us in purgatory, held us in prison, has held us up from really, really receiving what it is the universe has for us at this time. What beliefs, what belief systems we've established, getting through the fog, getting past illusions. And see, one thing that we have to understand is that social media, TV, television, stuff like that, all that is an illusion. So no wonder Instagram stopped working the other day, because you can take time for yourself, to be with yourself and motivate yourself and talk to yourself and love yourself. Really big influence on self-love with this sun trans through Pisces, Mercury going retrograde, clearing all the chatter in the mind. So you can see it's helping us to find details, spiritual details, like stuff just jumping at us. Through music, in arts, in writing, all aspects of creativity are being used to highlight certain conceptions and misconceptions about the past, about the present and showing us how we need to better take self-care and heal ourselves going forward, because Pisces is the sign of the healer, the artist. You are art. You are love. You have a purpose. You have a destiny. Your pain is connected to it. Everything is love. And that's another thing about this Pisces season 2, the sun in Pisces, that, we're starting to see that everything really is connected. Everything is connected. Everything flows and goes in and out. The water moves forward to the shore and it comes back. Ebb and flow, in and out. So Pisces season is really the season where you can see that all things are all things. If you don't fall prey to the psychedelic submergence, underwater submergence, if you don't fall prey to it and get engulfed by it, you find a sense of grounded stability by creating harmony with your outer reality, and just taking a moment to figure out how you feel and how do you feel in relation to what's going on around you. How do you really want to feel? How do you want to feel? See, a lot of this energy that we're feeling right now is about, it's like asking, how do you want to feel? Well, you create a feeling, you create the vibe. In Pisces season, we truly, truly can create a vibe. And I believe in Pisces season, that really gives us the opportunity to create, the vibe that we want. Because everything's vibrating, it's underwater. And the moment you speak something in Pisces season is like when after you speak it, it comes back. I have a very interesting relationship with this energy because this is my 12th house. My 12th house of hidden enemies, hidden agendas, psychological traumas, darkness, just traps, illusions, deception, enchantments. And boy, oh boy, I will tell you now, this Pisces season has shown me where my traumas come from and how each detail, like how each puzzle fits and made the picture. Like this Pisces season was the culmination really of like my whole life really showing itself to me through music. It's been pretty magical. I'm a pretty magical motherfucker. So I'm not surprised, but I want to do a card reading for you guys. I want to get some messages for this full moon in Libra. I want to get some messages for the full moon in Libra. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. And so this will be for the collective, all those who are subscribed and have clicked on this video. This is for you. I'm sending you guys love and healing energy. I'm going to be holding my angel light for a second as I prepare to do the read. Just want to ask for choose to be connected to my ancestors, the divine, my divine guides. Come through Archangel Michael. Come through Archangel Gabriel. Come through Archangel Uriel. Come through Archangel Raphael. Send your love, light, and healing energy and clarity for this read. This is for the full moon in Libra on March the 20th. This is going to be a powerful, 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 powerful full moon. So First card out, Four of Pentacles. Okay, Four of Pentacles. Reversed. Interesting. I'm going to pull another card before I speak on this. Nine of Pentacles. So it feels like to me, wow. It feels to me like, see, the message I'm getting from these two cards, Four of Pentacles, reverse, and Nine of Pentacles, these are both very earthy cards, like very materially focused on material reality, your abundance, your finances, your work, you know, and your happiness with those things, conditional situations. With Four of Pentacles reversed, it usually means that there's an attitude or an energy of greed, not wanting to give, wanting to hold on to things, wanting to hoard things. And then Nine of Pentacles is showing abundance. Like abundance, finances, love, like things are working together in harmony and things are really shaping up. But with Four of Pentacles reversed, it feels like to me an energy of people not wanting to go through the process, you know, wanting to go through the process of giving and receiving, not wanting to let go, you know, not wanting to let go of what you have in order to gain more. Does that make sense? It's like, in order to gain more, you have to loosen your grip on something else. You know, you have to loosen your grip. And then Five of Wands. Five of Wands. Fights, disruption. Wow. And then Ten of Pentacles and Two of Cups. Some of you guys really, really want happiness and want the long haul. And you just need to let it in. Like, you need to let it in. Like this, I'm going to tell you, this full moon in Libra is like, whatever you want, you need to let it in. Let it in. Like, you can't ask the universe for more if you're not making space for it. You can't ask the universe for more if you're not making space for it. That's old habits, old conditions, expectations. See, because Two Cups, this is about love and relationships. So what I tell y'all Libra is, it's about pretty much our relationships. So this is a very lovely card. And then you have Ten of Pentacles, which is about long-term success, fulfillingness, home life, establishment. You got Four of Pentacles reversed, Nine of Pentacles, then Ten of Pentacles. And Two of Cups. Five of Wands is feeling like, to me, stop all the fighting and the fussing. Stop all the nonchalant bragging. Stop trying to compete with people. Stop trying to make yourself noticed. Happiness starts at home. Happiness starts at home. Happiness starts at home. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Some of you guys need to spend more time resting, meditating. You know, get some clarity. Like, get away from all the clutter in your life. Get away from all the clutter. Get away from the clutter in your life. And then we have Son of Cups, okay? Gentle Giant. This is a very mysterious card to me. And it always makes me feel like Scorpio. Maybe Pisces. All the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but this one makes me feel a little bit like Scorpio. It makes me feel like very clever, mysterious art under the surface, gentle, a gentle nudge. So you see we got the Two of Cups and we got the Son of Cups. So there's like a little match made in heaven here. There's a little match. There's a little bit of a provocative feel. It almost feels like this energy almost feels like, to me, it's like if you've ever seen like a movie or like you grab a big stick, like just go with me for a minute. Like imagine like there's a little kid who's going to this cave with like a big ass monster or a giant, right? And like they have a stick and they kind of just poke it just a little bit just to kind of provoke it to wake up, and then they run. That's kind of what this feels like to me. It's almost like you're trying to provoke a desire. You're trying to play around. You're playfully, gently, innocently, but very like sexy, you know, very sexy, gentle innocence. Very mysterious, very loving, very deep. Very drawn to love. This is a situation that may be manifesting in some of your lives. Some new romance, some new love, some new flirtatiousness, something is provoking you. You know? And then here we have the Hangman. So remember what I just said earlier, like Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Could be a Pisces in some of you guys' lives, or one of you guys' lives, a Pisces that is provoking you. Surrender. Surrender. This full moon in Libra is going to be all about how you have surrendered to the process. What this is telling me is that some of you guys really want love, want happiness, want affection. You want the wine and dine. You want the first date. You want to be surprised. But you have to do the work these last few days to really see things with different eyes, from a more spiritually surrendered state, if you haven't already. You have to surrender in order to let go of different things, different weights of obligation. And then we got Son of Swords. So yeah, definitely like gaining new perspective. Like how it almost feels to me is like, okay, so if you're the hangman, hanging in darkness, hanging, going through your trial, going through your engagement, while you're working to grow spiritually and see things with different eyes, it's like you got help, like you got assistance. There's assistance. And, there's new thought patterns, there's new vibes, there's vibes coming in to help you, while you're in your distress, while you feel like you're, falling, if you feel like you're falling in this abyss of nothingness, like you don't know what's happening, know that there's vibes, like there's energy helping you, lifting you up. So I'm going to pull one more card for you all. You have to build a personal relationship with the divine. Ooh. 3 cards just came out. Okay. So let's talk about these 3. Son of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and Mother of Wands. It's going to be a long journey ahead. That's what I'll say. Wow. So, the High Priestess coming with the Mother of Wands is telling me that there's an energy of like safety, seclusion, and like self-respect that people are building. Like there's this new confidence and this new determination that people are starting to gain from themselves. Like as we start to gain more insight, something in you just starts to get, the fire in you starts to become even that much more enlarging. And now you become the holding space for the next generation, for the next, because, sorry, when I think of Son of Pentacles, I think very much Taurus energy, trying to acquire something, trying to acquire skills, trying to work hard. And Taurus, to me, it represents like the trends, are the trends in our life, like what we like, what we value in fashion, like what's the current. It's all about currency. Yes, it's all about currency, like what's current. So I feel like after this this Libra full moon, I said Leo at first, but this Libra full moon, we start to really reevaluate self and start to evaluate our self-worth as far as it comes to, as far as money goes, as far as our job goes, as far as all these things. After we've started to release certain value systems, we're having to rebuild new value systems. That's what Mars in Taurus right now is all about. And that's what ultimately Uranus in Taurus is all about. So, like this is rebuilding to me. This is about rebuilding and having to see how far you've come in order to now be able to respect yourself in a different way, as to acquiring new things or acquiring a new sense of self-worth, acquiring and engaging with people in a different way, you know what I'm saying, from a different sense of self, gain clarity and insight so you can start to really change your life. And I'll pull one more card. One more. Two of Wands. Two of Wands. Moving forward. Gaining new inspiration. Partnering with people. Fixing your eyes on something. Fixing your eyes on the road ahead. There's something that you can now be fixed on. After you stripped away, after you've given up, after you gain clarity. All I gotta say is, y'all, while Mercury is doing its retrograde in Pisces, gain clarity, meditation, and releasing all the hoard in your life. Allowing change to happen, allowing the abundance to come in, allowing the love to come in that you want and that you need, okay? Allow it. You have to allow change. That's the thing about life, is that life is full of changes every day. Seasons change, but it all stays the same in the end. So, thank y'all for rocking with me. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this was valuable to you. I'll be back with another video on something, just because I feel like talking and sharing. And you guys let me know in the comments, what you like about this and what you didn't. If there's something you feel like I can touch on, or just, give me some fair critique, be fair. I'm just starting out my channel, this channel, and I'm looking to grow. So if you can tell somebody else about Gemini Moon Astrology, I would greatly appreciate it. And, we would just keep the love spreading, Feel the love. I'll talk to y'all later. See you in a minute. All right. Bye.